That's what I'm talking about right there. This is what it's about. This is about the pinnacle of barbecue, the pinnacle of what's going on, the who's who, and the what's what. Tonight, we have Famous Dave Barbecue coming on, and it could not be better. This guy is insane. This guy is amazing. Listen, we're the guys that brought you the NBBQA, the National Barbecue Association, the live fire events, the Rhinestone Cowboys. We're also coming back to you live right here tonight, and we're talking about Famous Dave Barbecue tonight, and it's going to be magnificent. Guys,
you said high energy, and you really brought it.
Guys,
you did. Yeah.
You have you have any high energy shit you want to say?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to match your high energy, but I'm going to try to get there. I'm going to try to get up there on your level there. We got Dave Anderson from Famous Dave's Barbecue coming on in, I don't know, probably like about 30 minutes. So super stoked, excited to just have a chat with this guy and talk about Famous Dave's Barbecue and how he created this empire that he has created. I mean, this guy went from backyard to just this restaurant chain that has over 120 plus locations. I think
$500 million branding.
Yeah.
Is what he's created. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. He went from, like you said, backyard barbecue guy to he's not just a barbecue. He's a freaking businessman is what he is. He's more than just a barbecue dude, which I love barbecue dudes. Don't get me wrong.
Well, here's the deal. I still think Dave is the barbecue guy. I think he has smart guys behind him, smart women behind him. And listen, that's what it takes. Like if you're doing well in life, you're running this, and it's like, listen, you need to surround yourself by people smarter than you. And I think that's what's happened here. No, I'm not trying to take anything away from what he's done or who he is or anything else, because I know he's smart. I know he is the guy, right? I'm not taking away from that. But if you tell me right now that he doesn't surround himself with the smartest human beings in the world, then I'm going to call you a liar. That's it.
I appreciate that.
I just don't think it's true.
What? We're going to talk to him. We're going to find out.
This is why I hang out with John.
Why?
Because I'm the smartest guy in the room with John, and
I like how
John
Raul
surrounded
pans
himself
to me like, thanks, Raul. Thanks for setting me up.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Yeah. Famous Dave, Dave Anderson, first time appearing on Grabbing the Brisket podcast. You know what else was the first time?
Yeah,
getting to check out the dark side of the moon.
Dude,
have you seen this? Have you seen the pictures and stuff that's coming across?
Did you see the colonies? There are people living on the moon. There's colonies of people. There are people mowing their lawns outside. It was insane.
What do they call them? Do they call them like motions?
No, and also I saw this article where the moon is actually like 200 million years older than the Earth, which which obviously crackpot, whatever, but he was like, the moon was delivered to the Earth by a star fleet of people, and he gave them names. And I was like, damn, dude, this dude went all in on this. So I don't believe all of that. I do think it's fucking amazing that we are sending people to the space now through NASA, and we're circling the moon, and we're taking photographs, and we're being the first. We're the first. So yeah,
you think welcome. People are still just skeptics? You know what I mean? They're still like conspiracy theorists. They're like, this didn't even happen. You know what I mean? This is all CGI. This is all AI. The Earth is still flat.
Yeah,
we don't believe any of this stuff.
You could take a flat earther into space and go, there's the world. And they go, yeah, it looks flat. I just don't want to do this. It's flat. You can't listen. You can't fix stupid.
Look, conspiracy theories have been separating us for a millennia, but you know what brings us together? Barbecue.
Yeah. Waffle House.
I was going to say Waffle House.
Did Waffle
you see that
House.
New picture NASA just updated?
There it is.
No. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Where you come up with this crap?
I love this idea. And NASA, you're killing it. Hey, the same people that are running Yellowstone National Park social media page should be running NASA's social media page. I'm just saying. If y'all not seen that,
I've seen it.
You have crazy. Seen it. Yeah,
it's not just them. It's a bunch of national parks that are getting a little wild. Yeah. You guys did some cooking this past weekend, huh?
We did. We cooked a couple of briskets, kind of just knock the rust off the offset smoker.
We got a comp coming up.
you get kind of lazy sometimes just running those pellet smokers and running the drum smokers that don't do anything. You don't have to tend to a fire. You don't have to. It just you set it and forget it. But doing it this way is kind of like the real man's way of smoking a brisket.
Oh shit, you're going there? Are you going there right now?
Because there
are
is
you going there right now?
a high probability that you can mess it up. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
You got to tend to the wood. You got to knock the dead ashes out. You got to have good wood. You got to make sure it's not too close to the fire. You got to maybe rotate the briskets a little bit. It's not just I'm just going to turn it on. I'm just going to turn it on and I'm done.
Do you have work inside of you, or do you do a lazy man barbecue? Because there's two different styles here. One is traditional, and one is lazy man. Lazy man, lazy woman barbecue on the Traeger all day long. Now, do I think that the barbecue you produce off a Traeger is bad? No, I do not. And I don't want you to put the words in my mouth. Those words are not in my mouth, right? I just said you were lazy.
It's not
about
bad.
putting it together.
Can we see the video?
Yes,
Roll?
yes, sir.
Yeah, let's put that video up. Nice.
Is there music? God. Dude, brisket smoking, man.
I like it. What are we looking at, James?
We got about 3 briskets on here, just kind of a time lapse. This is probably about 3-4 hours into it.
The good color, right? The color just is. So listen, right there, if you were to pause that video, the pockets that creates, like the au jus just sits there. You can put some underneath your brisket and let it flow out.
Yeah, so it didn't pull and wash your bark away.
Pull. But the only thing right there, it's good looking brisket.
I just keep drinking off the little pools of brisket juice with a straw.
Bro, watch this. Just watch this.
Or it's
Oh, you did talk.
Yeah.
There's music.
Like ASMR. Look at that.
Dude, great little smoke ring going around. Look at that, dude. That is sexy.
That's
all right.
nice.
That's what I'm talking about, James.
Hey,
This is what we do.
good job, James.
Did
That
you
looked good.
see how many turns it took you to cut that brisket in half? It was like 2. 1, 2. Bum. Great brisket.
Bum?
Great
Bum.
brisket.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
And
boom.
you know,
Shout out to Pit Life in the comments. What's up?
What's going on, brother?
yeah, not bad for a select brisket that we got from HEB. I did look for kind of a well marbled brisket that was selected. We're going to turn this into chop, so it worked out. So I didn't go prime, but I did get like some unsolicited brisket advice, which is always great.
Yeah,
When you run into people at the grocery stores. I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means whatsoever, but it was always interesting to hear other people's feedback on how they select a brisket.
So let me ask you a question. What was the most fascinating thing you heard about how you select a brisket, James?
Well, this gentleman loved to have the thickness uniform going all throughout.
I can see that. I
And
can see that.
Then
Yeah.
I guess his was more like less fat is kind of what
you
they're
want
getting
less
at.
fat. Okay.
And maybe you can fold the brisket a little bit if there's
he's
less.
doing-
He didn't fold it. He
Okay.
didn't say it per se, but
Yeah, okay.
it was just like,
He
okay,
Then
insinuated.
What else?
that was about it.
There was a talk
No,
of
there was something else.
insinuation.
There was something else he said. He said something about how shit, man. What was it?
I'm drawing a blank, so I don't remember.
Oh, you okay.
Okay.
Okay. There was
We'll think
something
about it.
else,
We'll
but in my mind, I thought it was very trivial about what he was saying about it, and it wasn't about it was the thickness or whatever else. Like it was
I was more
of
just like I look for the fat striations as going throughout the actual point or the flat itself, and if you see the fat striations going through the flat, then you know the point itself is going to be well marbled.
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited. Brisket's still stupid expensive. I just don't know how people are able to buy that every weekend like we used to do back in the day.
You know, this is how we do it, James. We go to our bosses tomorrow and we create a mass exodus, right? So we say either you give us a raise or we all leave. And it's not about your company, it's about every other company that's going on in your city. And literally everybody just either leaves and doesn't work there. And I understand the fact that people are going to chime in and go, well, they have to work. They have to get money. No, they don't have to work. They don't have to get money right now. Right now, they're setting examples. So if you want to be the people that set an example, you leave your work tomorrow, you ask for the raise, you demand what your salary should be, and then if you don't get it, if you get it, you stay. If you don't get it, you just quietly say, I don't work anymore. Bye. See you later. Go pay somebody else a bajillion more times you're going to pay me to do the same job. And that's what happens. Everybody pays everybody else more money to do the same job they're already paying somebody else to do. And it's a sad freaking thing that happens in corporate America.
All right, food for thought.
Yeah.
Digest that.
Digest that.
Yeah. Maybe instead of a cost of living adjustment, maybe we can have a
no,
cost
we're going
of
on strike
brisket adjustment.
I like that.
Also,
I need a cost of brisket raise, please.
Just really quick.
Yeah,
I want to preface this by saying I've been at a golf tournament all single day today. All single day. Like it's only in one day.
They know.
Yeah.
They already know.
Listen, I've been in a golf tournament all day today. So I made it pre-gamed a lot before I got here. I'm sorry for this. So whatever happens, it's not my fault. It's company fault.
Yeah. If later on the camera cuts to him and his mouth is moving, but you don't hear anything, it's because we turned his mic off.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. John, do we have an unpopular barbecue opinion?
We have a barbecue unpopular opinion.
Hey, is there a jingle for that, John?
Yeah, it's time for barbecue unpopular opinions. No filters, no mercy, and absolutely no apologies.
There it is. All right.
You guys.
There it is. This is from Randchick. Weber Kettle is not a legit smoker.
Yeah, unpopular. I don't know what to say to that. It's horrible.
Is it a legit smoker?
You can smoke. Listen, if you know your barbecue pit, if you know your grill, you could smoke on anything. A true pit master would laugh at this statement, right? They would go, "Hey, were you laughing?
Yeah,
I didn't hear y'all laughing. I didn't hear you laughing, James.
Yeah,
were you laughing about
on the
this?
inside?
Yeah,
I'm laughing. You
listen,
can't hear it.
I
was laughing.
I think any barbecue pit can be the smoker, and if you saying this is the same thing as saying a Traeger.
I don't know.
Okay. It's the same thing.
It's unpopular.
It's the same thing.
It's unpopular.
Unpopular. I don't agree with it.
A legit smoker. It's unpopular, but it is a legit smoker. I just don't think it produces great results. Smoking, let me preface this, for large cuts of meats. Brisket, ribs, it's doable. You can do it. I just have never liked the flavor profile that it came.
No. So that part,
Does that make sense?
That part I agree with, as far as having the flavor profile of what you're looking for of a real wood smoke or anything else coming from a Traeger or coming from from a kettle. It's not the same. You're baking versus you're smoking. There's two different phenomenals there.
Yeah.
Phenomenals? How do you say that?
I think you got it.
Phenomenals?
Yeah.
Well, I think really quick. I think the main problem for me is that, sometimes you do the off, you'll set the charcoal off to one side and you'll have the meat on the other side, or you'll do the snake method.
You run it around.
And then you'll run tiny little chunks of wood.
It's smoldering wood. It doesn't work.
It burns weird. You get that kind of white billowy smoke, and that gets all over your brisket or all over your ribs, and it makes it very dark. There's plenty of people that have been successful cooking with kunchi. There's a lot of people out there that do it well, but I just have never been a fan.
No, so it's that flavor profile that comes across, James, and honestly, I think you know what I'm talking about when it happens, because you're like, ugh, that's a little. It's almost dirtier. It's a dirtier smoke.
Creosote.
It's a dirtier heat.
Creatine.
That's what you're tasting. But here's the deal: people that grow up on that, they think that's how you do it.
Of course.
And then once they come to Texas, they go, "Holy shit, man! You got 1,000 gallon out there. You got 40 briskets on it. This thing is like butter, and it tastes like heaven." Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome to Texas.
Yeah.
Come on in.
I'm mostly on the same page as you guys. Kettle is probably the most versatile cooker out there.
I love the kettle,
but
I love the kettle.
Is it the best option for smoking a brisket? Probably not. That doesn't mean it's not a legit smoker.
Nobody's saying you can't do it.
Use it for just about.
You can do it, right, John?
They're great. I love them.
listen, you can do it.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it before.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Listen, I was happy how it came out, but I wasn't like ecstatic, or I wasn't saying this is the best brisket I've ever made.
No,
Best brisket I ever made was off an offset after working 12 hours and in the sun, just beating and just sweaty and just whatever. And then literally 5 hours after it was done, I had some and I go, damn, that was the best brisket I ever had. Is that weird?
No, that sounds pretty legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say the brisket I did on my ranch kettle was probably better than the one I did on the 22. And maybe it's just because there's more space. And
Got more
volume,
volume.
more
You got more, yeah.
Whatever.
I
It
see
was
that.
good.
Yeah, it's
Anyways.
unpopular.
That concludes. It's very
Yeah.
unpopular.
Who is that person?
Rand Chick.
Yeah, Ranchek, we're gonna send you a bunch of hate mail, and we don't like you, and that was a horrible statement to ever say. And
Maybe it's R and C Hick.
I'm just kidding.
Could
I'm
be
just
RNC
kidding.
Hick. Hey,
just
if you
kidding.
have a barbecue unpopular opinion, feel free to send those into us. We'd love to chew them up and spit them
Yeah.
out.
Also, talk a little shit.
Yeah. Shoot us an email or go to our website. There's a link there where you can send us some questions or comments or barbecue opinions.
Yes.
Also, you could call in, leave us a message, or text us for 434
Yep.
829 2299.
2299.
There it is.
Yeah.
So do that.
And before we jump into the barbecue news, we might as well just get it out of the way right now. Welcome to the Grabbing the Brisket Beer
Review.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that at first.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
Sorry,
waited
I
there.
joined in there late.
Yeah.
What'd you bring us here, James?
You just go ahead and read
I-
out.
tonight-
3 philosophers quadruple.
Listen. I tried.
9.7% alcohol by volume, a blend of quadruple ale and Crike ale with cherries. This is a bad idea for
Dude,
Jan.
I
just
tried
drink
so
a Coors
hard
Light,
to
Jesus.
pronunciate the word
Philosophers.
and I was like, I can't
Okay.
read this
Well,
right
just,
now.
just babysit
This
that.
is like whatever.
Pace it.
Yeah.
Pace it as you go.
We're
Initial thoughts. Have you-
listen,
what
we're
do you?
drinking.
It's good.
And
It's, it's a little thick.
I'm going with the just the Corona non-alcoholic. It's pretty solid for a NA beer. Not bad at all.
I think it's my
Love this.
favorite, to be honest with you, James.
Yeah, it is. It gives you that kind of that real true beer flavor.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Not a weird aftertaste, man. You pair that with some salt and lime,
Yes,
and
sir.
honestly, it's hard to kind of tell the difference.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Maybe
with
after 3 or 4, you're like, this is not hitting.
you.
And you're like, I'm just gonna get some glass of tea,
Bro,
So, that's good.
listen, in a day in life of people that are taking care of their bodies, learning like what it takes for everybody to go through life, yes, a non-alcoholic beer is always welcomed. And I'll tell you right now, I'm fucking proud of you for killing it and running it the way you do, because, dude, like you could be drinking. It's just a personal choice for you. It's not like
Yeah.
you had a problem or anything else. It's a personal choice for you, and you're just like, yeah, you know what? Right now, I just don't want to do it. I love it, man. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Appreciate it.
You're awesome.
There it is. Hey, before we
You're
jump
awesome.
into the barbecue news, we do have a quick little mail call.
Mail call.
There it is. And this is from a company called Grill Fighter.
I want to fight somebody right
Yeah,
now.
Okay.
actually.
Armor Up
Think about fighting a
Grill
lot
on.
of people. I think.
ASMR.
Yeah, you're. It's really loud. You
Is
have
it?
a yeah.
Was it loud?
Your mic is hot.
Okay. This looks like a medieval grill brush.
Bro, that's so good. Look, hey, bro,
Sure. Oh,
see this right here. This is like a chainmail situation here. I mean, literally, you're not getting the bristles. You're not. So, just the other day, I saw an article where somebody died from a wire brush in their grill, and this is awesome. It's a chainmail. Everything's linked together.
Yeah, you get it wet first, I think, and then
This
it
is
kinda stains,
badass,
too.
dude. Bro,
So this is
check
from
it out.
Grill
That's badass.
Fighter. This is their
Yeah.
chainmail brush. This is their basic one. They have another one that comes with a little cast iron holder or whatever. It looked pretty cool.
That's cool.
They sent us a few of these. We'll put a link down there so you guys can look at them. But this thing does look heavy duty. It looks like it works good, and it leads me into the first thing I want to say in the hot off the grill barbecue news. There it is.
There it is. Is this cherry? Is this cherry?
There's a cherry in it, yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it was sent to me today from Mr. Kel Phelps. Weber has recalled 3.2 million metal wire brushes due to a serious ingestion hazard. The issue, the tiny metal bristles break off, stick to your grates, and end up in your food. There have been at least 38 reported incidents, including multiple cases where people accidentally swallowed the bristles, needing medical attention to get them removed. And the models that were recalled were from 2011 to 2026. There's like 6 different models from places like I said Hose? Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace, Target. And basically, if you have a wire metal brush, assume it's not good and throw it away and get yourself something else.
Yeah. A lot of people just go to them, go towards them, reach for them because they're the cheaper alternative, right?
Yeah,
they're the cheaper version. They're like, I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of money on. We're just going to get this. But look, hey, your health, your family's health is not important. Spend a couple extra bucks, get you something that's got chain mail, or if it's got stuff that doesn't have the wired
like right brushes. Now, I feel like this could be a music thing.
That's probably good.
But listen, 100%. So back in the day, I was actually cooking. I still cook a lot, right? I'm on the back grill, and I pulled a piece of chicken out, and I took a bite, and I pulled this. I don't know, probably 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch little piece of metal out of the chicken. I was like, "What the hell? How did that piece of metal get in that chicken?" And then I went back and looked at my grill. My grill was littered with them. So that day forward, this is probably 20 years ago, my grill was littered with them. I was like, I'm not cooking with that. Done.
Yeah. Again, that's what everyone should do. If you have one, get rid of it. And if it's a Weber one, pretty sure you can just go on their website. And
this is badass, by the way.
And they'll send you a different version of one that doesn't have the wire brushes, please. Don't mess up what hair I have left. Okay. Next up, we got barbecue is big business. Barbecue just made another big move in the mainstream. Peg leg porker was recently featured in Forbes Business Council. That tells you everything you need to know. Barbecue is big business. Carrie Bringle talked about barbecue brands and how they're expanding beyond the restaurant into sauces, rubs, merch, and even spirits. So basically, the takeaway from this is
build a brand.
Yeah, that's
build
exactly
a brand.
what it is. It's not just barbecue anymore.
Yeah.
It's not just a hobby anymore.
So,
it's a whole industry.
So
it's booming.
I think a lot of people like focus on like how to do something, and they're so focused on bringing the best product forward, right? Which I think is amazing. However, if you're not building a brand and building a brand that's genuine, people see through it. And let's meet Carrie Bringle. Amazing being, amazing pitmaster, amazing just storyteller. It's like this is the guy you surround yourself by. You take notes and you go back and implement that on your side. But a lot of people go into a business and say, "Well, it didn't work. It didn't do this." There's so many facets to how a business comes together. Carrie Bringle with Peg Leg Porker is killing it, and he's got multiple restaurants that he's opened up. He's got a whiskey, I think, that just was voted.
It just won some awards. For sure. Yeah.
Like I think it was like three of the best voting bodies was like, this is like a great whiskey or #1 whiskey or whatever it was. I mean, the guy's just killing it, but it opens avenues up. Like when you're doing really well, avenues open up. So, but marketing is the key.
Exactly. And if you really want to learn more and rub elbows with somebody like that, go check out the MBBQA, get signed up, and you can talk to winners like that all the time.
Yeah. Hey, listen, 2 years ago, nobody even heard of Peg Leg Porker. Hey,
that's not true.
2 years ago, nobody
true.
even heard of Peg Leg Porker.
Not true.
But because of the MBBQA, it made it possible. That's what we're talking about. The power of the National Barbecue and Grilling Association, or National Barbecue Association, that's what we're talking about right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No,
let me keep going.
Hey,
Can I?
Am I wrong?
No, you did great. That was really good. Everything you said was accurate.
Okay. Well, maybe
Susie Bullock.
maybe it
hey,
was
girl,
35
hey.
years.
Okay. Are you done?
No, I'm not done. You're talking.
Wrap it
over.
up.
I was going to say maybe it was 35 years ago, but
it probably was.
Yeah.
He's been doing this for a minute.
I know.
I know. He's amazing.
Amazing.
There
guy.
it is. It's on the screen. Hay's new barbecue book is out. Susie Bullock. Go check this thing out. Backyard Barbecue Hero. Make better barbecue and feed the people you love. We have her coming up on the show in about a month, I think. It's May 7th.
We do.
And it's going to be
May 7th.
It's going to be a really good episode.
So perfect.
So y'all need to stick to him for that. But go ahead and her book just dropped. So go get yourself one. Go order one.
Buy 10 copies and just hand them out to your friends.
Yeah, actually, send one to me.
Yeah.
Great.
We'll take that.
I'll probably order mine tomorrow.
Bye.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyways, that's what I got for the hot off the grill barbecue news.
All right.
Where's our boy at?
John, do you have any more news or anything to get out of the way before we?
Let's bring in the man himself.
Yeah, bring him in, dude. Bring him in.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dave Anderson with Famous Dave's Barbecue. Dave, how are you doing, brother?
I am rocking and rolling, hunky-dory, feeling groovy, setting the world on fire. Got a piggy by the tail. If I felt any better, you and I and everybody listening would be eating on some mouth-watering, tender, juicy barbecued ribs.
I love it. Jan was just talking about bringing the energy today, and you are right spot on bringing with the energy, man. We appreciate it.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, like, listen, I you walked up to me and you go, hey, you got a podcast? I said, yeah. And you go, why am I on that? And I go, I haven't met you yet. I haven't met you yet. And you go, yeah, whatever. And literally, like, I was like, this guy
he fell
is
in
the
love
guy.
immediately.
I did. I said, this guy is the freaking guy. That's amazing. How's your day going, brother?
I'm having a terrific day up here in God's country where a phone call to God is just a local call.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That's so good.
Dang. Listen, look, I'm not sure like how many other people you've interviewed or have interviewed you, but I'm gonna say something a little bit different. I think and I'm not sure if it is. If it's not, then tell me. Hey, I've asked this question a lot of times, but vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream,
butter pecan.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's my wife's favorite. She
Yeah,
loves that
it's
butter
really
pecan.
good.
And I did not think you were going to
so
ask
good.
that. That's such
It's
a weird.
So good.
I'm sorry for
Yeah.
him. That's a weird
It's so
question to
good.
open up with.
No, it's so good. Listen. That's an icebreaker, by the way.
It's a good one. It's a great icebreaker.
Yeah. All right.
Huh.
Hey, listen, Dave. You built a brand, but I want you to take yourself out of that, and I want you to take yourself out of like what it meant to build a brand, like all the years that you've spent. Right. Go back to your younger self. Okay.
Okay. And
Dave? Yeah.
Okay. Go back to your younger self. Go back to a moment that you were just trying to be the guy, trying to do something like you had never thought this was going to be it, right? You were just, it was just you, right?
Well,
what the hell were you thinking?
Let me go back and share how it all started, first of all, because I didn't get into barbecue more than I was born into it. My dad is a Choctaw, full-blood Choctaw Indian from Idabel, Oklahoma.
Hey.
My mom is from the Lakota Ray tribe up here in Hayward, Wisconsin, where I am now. And both my parents were taken from their families and stuck in Indian boarding schools back in the 20s. And they met at Haskell Institute for Indians in Lawrence, Kansas, back in the, I want to say in the late 30s. My dad went off and fought in the war and moved to Chicago 1945, right after the war. And I can where I'm going with this is that the southern part of Famous Dave's has always been my dad, being from Idabel, Oklahoma. And as a kid from Oklahoma, he loved his southern home cooking. He loved his barbecue. In fact, when he married my mom and they're living in Chicago. Every other weekend, he used to haul my mom down south till she learned how to cook Southern and especially make fried chicken. So I guess my journey really starts with fried chicken and the cornbread and collard greens but I can remember as early as 1959 standing in a smoky filled room on the south side of Chicago in Lem's. So growing up, I really knew every black-owned barbecue joint in the city of Chicago, and I can all the way back to 1959 can remember eating smoky, tasty ribs.
Yeah.
So I grew up, like I said, we were one of the first ones back in the early 60s to have the first charcoal grill on our block. So, I mean, my whole life really has been around barbecue and Southern foods. And then throughout my lifetime, I've always worked on my own recipes and I'm up here in Wisconsin throwing backyard barbecue parties. And at some point, people started saying, "Oh my God, Dave, you got to be selling this stuff. It's so tasty." And then I started working on building my first barbecue joint in 1993. And people would drive by and they'd say, "Dave, what are you doing?" And I'd say, "I'm building a rib shack." And they would say, "Are you crazy? Hayward, Wisconsin ain't nothing but Swedes and Norwegians up here and American Indians. They don't have a clue about barbecue." But, the power of a dream is so powerful that if you never, ever give up on your dreams, amazing things happen, because I never gave up on that dream. And by the end of that first summer, never advertised, little town in Northwoods, Wisconsin, only 2,000 people in town. I am feeding over 6,000 people a week.
Hey,
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Hey, Dave, really quick, how old were you? Yeah,
That's
come on.
40s, maybe early 40s.
That's what I'm talking about right there. It's like, listen, and this is something we try to do with everybody else on the podcast and everything else, is like, it's not too late, right? You have your passions out there, right? The things you're following, your roots, your heritage. These are things that follow you through your 20s, in your 30s, 40s. You start making a little money and you're like, all right, I have a little money to invest. I can do something. This is the time for every 40-year-old out there to do something, because you never know. You could be the next famous Dave. Honestly, and I really feel like you were following a passion, but like, what the hell were you thinking? Like, you're like, listen, I'm gonna start a rib shack. I'm gonna start this, and then it's a snowball effect.
Well, let's understand one thing. Barbecue, to me, I've always understood it isn't a food category more than it is a lifestyle. And if you understand that barbecue is a lifestyle, it is America's food. It's how we celebrate. If you want to have a good time, you tell all your friends, "Hey, come on over this Friday. We're going to have a backyard barbecue."
There it is.
So barbecue is America's food. It's how we celebrate when we want to have a good time. I have always said that there's something about chewing smoky charred meat off a bone that brings out our inner caveman. It's a primal instinctual thing for us. We've always had a thing for smoky charred meats. And I think, one of the things I always share is that barbecue for me is, I'm very open that God has an important place in my life, but barbecue is a God-ordained thing. Back in the Old Testament, the good Lord's telling Moses, tell his son Aaron to build him a barbecue pit. He said, go out and make me an altar. Now, we all know that anything that's made out of rock that burns wood and has meat on it ain't nothing more than a barbecue pit.
Yeah.
And so, and then when he made our better half, he didn't use a shin bone or a finger bone. He used a rib bone.
Rib bone.
So I've always thought that, what I'm doing is God ordained. It's I think all those burnt offerings back in the Bible days, there wasn't nothing but an excuse for the people back then to have a good old fashioned backyard barbecue.
That's right. That's right.
That's genius.
Honestly, it was a pleasure hanging out with you. It was a pleasure judging the live fire cook-off that we did at the National Barbecue Association, the 35th year anniversary of putting that together. What did you think about judging that event?
Well, first of all, I've been a real advocate of this new form of live fire contests. I actually go all the way back. I want to say late 70s when I first started competing. It was nothing more than I think it was either a Lions Club or a local Rotary group that had a barbecue contest. And I can remember the first time I won, it was a little trophy. I think it was like a softball trophy.
Yeah.
It was it was about 6 inches tall. I think I won $25. But for about 25 years, I was competing. Probably won close to, I think we figured it out one time. It was pretty close to $1 million competing, but we weren't competing, like the biggest events out there are, sanctioned events where everything comes in a styrofoam box.
Right.
I was what was called a ribber, or, the events that we competed in, you had to feed thousands of people. And I basically had what looked like a traveling NASCAR barbecue team because we had a 52-foot barbecue kitchen. We had several smokers on a flatbed. We had a refrigerator truck, and we had a team. We had a team of about 12 of our best pitmasters, and we competed at big events. And I think the biggest event was probably in Sparks, Nevada, Best of the West, where there would be over 400 some thousand people show up, and we were cooking tens of thousands of rib dinners, and I'm just sharing this because an astounding number.
Yeah.
I think at the height we did something like $240,000 out of a tent over 4 days. So, that's close to, I think, a little over $50,000 a day.
Yeah.
Cooking, there's no kitchen, there's no prep cooks.
No sleep either. I'll tell you that.
No, you're going. But those are the type of events where I competed at, where winning People's Choice was really a high honor. And then when the critics, your judges, there was usually several categories. You had People's Choice, Critics' Choice, and then Best Barbecue. And thousands of people voted. And then the judges, the celebrity judges, they would actually come to your stand. They'd look inside your smoker and they'd say, okay, give me that rack and that rack. None of this stuff about paintbrushing your sauce on and meat gluing your skin on the chicken. Craziness.
It's gotten wild. It's gotten wild.
Well, I'm really happy with, I think, how things are evolving, and they need to evolve because, one of the greatest things about the competitive barbecue, with this new, where we're getting outside of the styrofoam boxes, is that you're getting to see the creativity and the originality and what's really out there in the world of barbecue, because you have some amazing creative barbecue people out there that are doing amazing things in backyard barbecue parties. And those are the type of things we need to be recognizing and celebrating, instead of everything looking the same and tasting the same. And I think at the NBBQA, this last event that Cal put on, it really showcased the creative originality of barbecue pitmasters that are out there. And I'm telling you, the stuff was tasty. It was good looking. And it was a lot of fun.
It was absolutely amazing. Kel, Janet put on a magnificent show, but honestly, like I feel like it takes the giants that you are coming in and representing and giving back a little bit that makes what it is. And it's truly for us, like us guys that come to these events and listen, we're comp cookers, right? We're actually really, really good chefs to cook, but at the same time, we just hold our egos back and we just walk in and we just say, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'll tell you right now, meeting you and watching you give back, watching you show up, doing your thing, it was amazing. It was badass, man. It was just a cool moment. I'm not gonna lie. When you walked up, I looked over. I was like, oh my God, that's Famous Dave. And
we were
in my
ourselves.
head, I was like, holy shit, fucking let's go, man. So hey, listen, it was badass to meet you. It's badass that you're on the show tonight. But being a 40-year-old guy, did you ever think this was going to be the thing?
You know, when I started out, the world of barbecue was really, it was a thing, but it was it was more like camaraderie, which it still is today.
It is.
You had, you know, your locals Lions clubs or your Rotary Club or your VFW.
I'm a lion, by the way. I'm a lion. I'm a lion, by the way. Just saying, I'm a lion. I joined. I'm a lion.
Putting on a barbecue contest, and then even when I started to expand, because you know when I had my Famous Dave's, I had people literally traveling hundreds of miles to my barbecue joint, as you know, like they do with all landmark barbecue joints. There's always been some landmark barbecue joint, whether it was in Chicago or it's in Alabama or Louisiana, Mississippi, Kansas City, Nashville, all the great barbecue cities. There's always been somebody that's been around forever. And you know, I think what happened with me is that I was probably the first one on a major scale to have real wood smoked barbecue, because at the time, and, you know, one of the things you'll find with me, I never talk bad about anybody. You know, I always respect what people do. It's their thing. It's their flavor profile. So, you know, when I first started, my major competitors were Tony Roma's and Damon's. Unfortunately, you know, they're not really around anymore. And I think part of the reason is both those concepts baked their ribs. But that was what I was dealing with when I was growing. And then when I went to, you know, my next, so I opened Famous Dave's in 1994. And then in 1995, we, because people literally were, when I was in my restaurant, they'd grab me by the shirt and they'd say, hey, you got to put one of these in my town. So the next place we went to was Minneapolis. And when I announced that, people said, you know, there's 3 barbecue joints in Minneapolis. You got Ted Cook's, which is a black-owned storefront barbecue joint. You had Rudolph's and the Market Barbecue. And both were really landmark barbecue joints. And they said, you're going to put them out of business. And I said, well, I hope not. I said, I actually enjoy what they do. And to give you an idea, I think today there's almost 60 barbecue joints in the city of Minneapolis. And I think you see that all over the country. There are a lot of barbecue joints popping up. And even when I was in Nashville, some of the places I visited, like, you know, one of your folks that you met, Peg Leg Porker, Carrie Bringle, who does an amazing job. You had Shotgun Willie's, Martin's. All these places have lines out the door. So I think that, you know, the world of barbecue is just getting bigger. People are figuring out how to barbecue over live fire and live wood, because to me, I'm not a aluminum foil guy. I've never put my meats in aluminum foil, because I think once you do that, you might as well boil your meat, because all you're doing, you're braising. And I think the real test of a true pitmaster is being able to cook over live fire and not burn up your meats. And that's kind of how I grew up. I grew up on these Chicago aquarium smokers, which are live fire smokers. You really have to be a pitmaster to use one of these things, because you can't leave them. When you got a several hundred pounds of rib tips and ribs and chicken, all dripping fat on top of live embers, boy, you're next thing you know is you got a roaring fire going on in your pit. So you're always you have to be there the entire time.
No, you really do. But I listen. I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like we're all in awe right now, because we're actually having a conversation with you, and you're a guy, obviously a smart guy, a pitmaster, the guy that just wanted to build a brand into something. But I had
a question. I'm not to cut you off there. I had a question. How do you take starting that brand? How do you take going from really great barbecue to scale it up to do multiple franchises, multiple locations, and not lose that quality?
Well, let me just share that there's more to my story than just Famous Dave's. I'm pretty open that probably the worst mistake I ever made was going public. I listened to some attorneys who said, "Dave, you really have something here. You should go public," and it sounded really good. I was the first barbecue joint to be listed on the NASDAQ exchange, and I think it gave me goosebumps at the time to see DAVE on the exchange. But I would never do it again. But right from the beginning, I always understood that what I was doing was not a restaurant concept, more than I was part of a lifestyle. And I always saw myself sort of like Harley Davidson, or even Jimmy Buffett, who built Margaritaville. When you understand that what you are is a lifestyle brand, you're evergreen. And today, I'm probably the only restaurant or even any guy alive that has more barbecue SKUs in a grocery store. The Famous Dave brand, we're in over 20,000 grocery stores. We're in Target, Costco, Sam's Club, and Walmart and Menards. And it was actually John Menard who has a cabin up near Hayward, Wisconsin, and he said, "Dave, I gotta put this in my Menards home development stores." And I said, "Really?" He was a trailblazer in a way that if you're doing carpentry when it was time to eat, you could pick up your lunch at Menards. But anyway, one of the things that I recognized is that right from the get-go, right when the first Famous Dave's opened, I have always been a student of what I was building, and so. And even today, I'm 72 years old, and I still study 4 to 5 hours a day. But even back then, when I opened, and a lot of people think that opening a restaurant, that I've got my family's recipe and I'm going to go open up a restaurant. Well, I spent 20 years on my concept. I spent 20 years working on my recipes before I even opened up the first Famous Dave's. But when I opened up, I kind of knew what I was doing. I have what I call my customer touch points, which are moments of truth that build the emotional connection between you and your brand. And right from the beginning, I understood how important retail was, because when I first opened up, the first thing, when you opened up the door to my Famous Dave's, there was several things that you noticed, even as you drove up. I always share this. There was 6 customer touch points before you even got to the front door. But once you got into the front door, you saw all of my trophies, which was a customer touch point. And when I talk about customer touch points, they are moments of truth that should be so important. They should almost have their own mission statement. So the trophies that you saw when you first opened the door gave me credibility. And then the next thing you saw was, it was pretty unusual landmark restaurant, because actually when you walked in, there was 2 waterfalls on each side of the doorway. But the next thing, which was where I'm going to, is I had a retail section. I had my caps, I had my T-shirts, but more importantly, I had my barbecue sauces and my seasonings. So even day one, when I opened up, I had my barbecue sauces and my seasonings ready to go, because in my mind, it was called 24/7 top of mind awareness. When people opened up the refrigerator and they, I had this thing that if you love what we do, share the love, bring some home with you. But if I could get my barbecue sauce in somebody's refrigerator, or my barbecue seasoning sitting on top of the stove, that what I was doing was 24/7 top of mind awareness. Yeah. Now today, I have something like close to 60 SKUs in a grocery store. My pickles, my spicy pickles actually revolutionized.
They're so good.
The whole pickle industry.
Yeah.
Will probably be the number 2 pickle company in America. My cornbread muffin mixes, my seasoning sauces. And last year we just launched all the barbecue meats. And, before me, there was always Curly's and Lloyd's. We actually do in 5 days what they do in 5 months. We're smashing it. And God forbid, if we ever lost all the Famous Dave's restaurants, the retail brand will always be evergreen. It will always be a thing.
Very good, dude. That's what I'm talking about. I talk to these guys all the time about branding, about a product is a product, right? But if you can't brand a product, if you can't make this fun, you can't make this whatever. It takes everybody doing a part. But I just really feel like I really feel like you're at a time and you are a trendsetter, because you come through and you're changing the way people think about barbecue or anything else. And thankfully so, because I think barbecue right now is so white hot. There are so many people thinking about barbecue, or opening a barbecue, or running a barbecue restaurant, and it takes trendsetters like you to do what you did. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, back, one of the things about what I did was bring standards. I had the highest standards in the industry. In fact, Hormel built me my own rib cutting plant, because I think at the height of Famous Dave's, I was buying close to 18 million pounds of ribs a year. And when I first started,
think about that for a second. Hold on. Just let that sink into the listeners, because I don't want to gloss over this. 18 million pounds. This is why a company like Hormel comes in and says, "Hey, let's help you out. Let's do this." That's insane. That's crazy.
Well, it wasn't that easy. When I first started off and I wanted my ribs a certain way, there was really no standards in how you got your ribs. And even today, a lot of you guys don't even know this. The ribs you get are not the ribs that I was buying back in the 1990s.
We know.
And I often share this, is that if you look at a rack of ribs, the bones almost come to and how the ribs look today is actually my standard, because back when I first started, there was no standards in how they cut ribs. You had ribs that had a lot of shiners. The ribs that we used to have big balls of fat underneath the membranes, which is one of the reasons why they pulled the membranes off. I never did pull the membranes off of mine because I believe the membranes keep the juice in. But which is why I'm the only restaurant in America that actually flame kisses and chars the membrane off of the racks of ribs. But when I first started, you had shiners, you had ribs that looked like boat neckties. They were called necktie ribs. You had ribs that looked like the letter S, like they had scoliosis.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, we're familiar. Like, listen, we're guys in Texas we're dumb guys in Texas that literally have grown up in the 90s. We're 90s kids, 80s kids. And literally, like, we've watched barbecue come where it was then, to where it was like, for us, it was a bunch of like bar or a like very small cook-offs going around town, and you just got introduced to it that way. And literally, like, I'm not sure my eyes were opened up until we got into competition cooking, where I was like, oh my God, this thing is worldwide. This thing is United States wide. This is a whole bigger thing than what I was even thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't let me forget the point. My point, though, is that I used to be able to buy 14 bones that were all bones.
Yeah.
You can't find those ribs today. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize is that there is no such thing as a baby back in America today. When I was in business back then, a true baby back is about 16 ounces. And you could not buy a larger loin back. Today, the only baby backs that are legitimately cut come from Denmark, Romania, or Poland. Everything that you have today is only a loin back. And you can buy loin backs as high as 3 pounds. Now, the reason is that when you look at the ribs that you're buying, what's called a St. Louis cut, and you actually cut the bone out, the bone at the 14th bone is about this big, and you have cartilage. That never used to be. When I started off, I could buy 14 bones that were all bones, and they were blue bones.
Why? Like, how did it change though? What happened?
It's because there was 3 things that you got out of a rack of ribs. You got the loin back, you got the St. Louis cut. The whole thing was called a spare rib, and then you had the rib tips. Now, the rib tip meat today is very significant, almost 1/3 of a St. Louis cut rack of ribs. So you're actually paying for rib tip meat today. And now what they did was, because they can get $3 to $4 for a loin back. So your loin backs today, what they did was they moved the carcass, and nobody today will ever give you all 14 bones on a rack of ribs, because what they're doing is they made the loin back larger.
So earlier you were saying, you said a 14 bone, and honestly, I know what that means, but I've not really thought about that in a little bit, because I got used to when you go to the stores, when you order from suppliers or anything else, I got used to the fact this is what it is now. And you're exactly right. That is insane to me. Like, dude, what the, like I know we're not getting cheated, and I know the cost of times are what it is. But at the same time, you're just like, holy shit, man. Like, back in the day, we got this. What happened?
Yeah, well, the meat packers are getting more money for a loin back than they do a St. Louis cut. Yeah. The only way you'll get a full rack of ribs if you got to cut the carcass itself. But I guess what I'm sharing, though, is that the whole industry is evolving. It used to be ribs were the number one selling barbecue meat in America. Today it's brisket, and brisket has really become one of the most sought after meats. But for me, it's an incredible. The journey of Famous Dave's has been incredible. I'm happy my son and his wife Colleen, they have Old Southern Barbecue. They're growing, and in fact, they're in the U.S. Bank Stadium. They wanted Old Southern. So, my son is third generation. My dad started off back in the 1950s with me. And then I built Famous Dave's. My son is carrying on. It's an amazing industry. It's growing. It's massive. And let me go back. You brought up something about worldwide. I know that to be a fact because there's actually 6 Famous Dave's in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And then there was a number of Famous Dave's in Puerto Rico. And I had an opportunity to attend a barbecue rib fest down in Puerto Rico, and it was amazing. They had several hundred teams, and it looked no different than what was going on in America, except they all spoke Hispanic.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, it's huge. You'd be surprised. You think you were at the American Royal if you saw what was going on in Puerto Rico. So yes. Barbecue is expanding all over the globe.
Dave, I feel like ever since a lot of people want to credit like the Netflix shows and they want to credit whatever, like having the first Pitmaster show and whatever else. In my eyes, that never had a bearing on me, right? I grew up South, right? We grew up cooking and. I just feel like I just feel like there was a moment there where all of a sudden it became so commercialized, so like, oh my God, if you've never had a brisket like this, you're missing out. And I feel like a lot of people that have capitalized on that as well they should have because a lot of hard work goes into it. But at the same time, I'm just thinking to myself like, oh my God, like. You never heard of barbecue before, like especially for us, like we're very deep in our roots when it comes to Texas barbecue, and there's probably not much difference between Carolinian or a South Carolina or a Kansas City barbecue. There's not much difference. However, there's so much pride that comes into making the barbecue. I just feel like this has been a moment in cooking, going along with the classes on YouTube or social media. Everything, I feel like everything has helped everything out. I just love it, man.
That's why I want to be careful when I say, because I think the largest sanctioning body has been able to grow the awareness of it, and the barbecue shows on TV have expanded the knowledge of it. But also, the only thing that I've been open about my concern. I don't want to say like I'm criticizing it because I never want to put that type of energy out there in the universe. But your landmark restaurants, your storefront barbecue joints could never win a sanctioned event, and that's the only problem that I've seen with that is that I think this 3-2-1 cooking method has become, like it's almost like somebody saying, well, if you don't do it this way, and if you don't smoke your meats this way, you're not true barbecue. And I take issue with that because I don't think anybody should ever be categorized as to what true barbecue is, because I have been in over thousands of barbecue joints, all of the ones in the Carolinas, the Florida, where you get your yellow mustard barbecue sauces in Jacksonville. Then you go up into the Carolinas where you get into your vinegar and your red pepper flakes, and then your Kansas City, your Texas mesquite pits, then going up into the Northwest where you have fruit woods, you're smoking salmon. So there's a lot of regional differences that I think today the World Food Championships, some of the newer contests, which have thrown off all the handcuffs that said, well, if it doesn't look like this and it doesn't taste like this, that you won't win. And I think this is starting to open up where we're getting back to our barbecue roots, that there's a lot of differences in the world of barbecue that we should recognize, that we should celebrate, and not be so compartmentalized or so saying that there's only one way. Because let me tell you something, I have no problem going anywhere and competing and doing what I do and knowing that I'll win. But I'll challenge anybody who says that one particular way isn't barbecue. For instance, I grew up learning how to smoke meats over a live fire, not offset, but over live fire. Mm-hmm. And knowing that, and my mom, being a secretary in Chicago, who used to work 8 hours, have to get up at 5 a.m, get us kids off to school. Then she'd take a bus and an L train to go downtown Chicago. Then she'd do the same thing coming back. Then she'd clean the house and then make a whole home cooked meal. That some days she took a rack of ribs, she boiled them and baked them in the oven and poured a store-bought sauce off of them. Oh. And I would challenge anybody to tell me that ain't barbecue, because to my mom and my family, we ate it, we loved it, and to us it was barbecue. Yeah, even though my dad would take us out and back and we build a live fire and smoke meats. Yeah. I just think that barbecue, you can't say it's one way or the other. No, it is the camaraderie of people getting together around something smoky and and just having a good time. Yeah, that's barbecue.
Dave, listen. You're exactly right. That's what makes barbecue so good, and I love the fact that barbecue has become its own entity when it comes to fine dining or when it comes to cooking or anything else. This is what's happening. Thank God to a show coming on. Thank God to our pitmasters. Thank God to honestly the OGs, the guys that came before and have literally has set the standard. And every single pitmaster I've talked to has always talked about God for one. They've always talked about helping somebody else. Which I'll be honest with you, these are the things that you've already said without even thinking about it, and that's what it means, right? It's listen, anything being barbecue, going to your house and putting something in the baking pan and boiling something, coming out and saucing something can be barbecue. 100%, it can. It's this thing. I feel like barbecue has transcended almost to its own. Like I feel like we're gonna have like, and maybe I'm wrong. James, back me on this. If you think I'm wrong. But I feel like we're gonna have like 5 years from now, we're gonna have fine dining barbecue, open fire, kissed with a smoked on a grill with a little bit of hickory or a little bit of apple or whatever else, and some judge is gonna go, oh my God, this is the best apple smoked hickory thing I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, Jesus, man, we just made it. Like, it's so mainstream. It's unreal. I think for us, we're just a pleasure to be a part of it. Like, we just want to be a part of this. We love cooking. We love hanging out. We love talking shit to each other. And listen, I know I probably shouldn't cuss, but I'm just being honest. Like, we're all best friends here. Like, we're idiots. Like, we're the idiot guys that landed Famous Dave on our podcast. And that's kind of how we feel about it. So, dude, thank you so much for freaking coming on, dude. You have no idea. You have no idea.
I appreciate you having me on, and I'm here for you. I'm an open book. I always help support other people who are starting out their own barbecue restaurants. People helped me when I was out there starting out. And, we all work together. We all love each other. We're a brotherhood. And, it's all about, like I said, I think there's something about chewing smoky charred meat off a bone that, it's instinctual. It's who we are. And there's just a lot of good barbecue out there. And I'm just fortunate to be.
There is.
I feel like we're just scratching the surface with Dave. And I know we can probably go hours. I mean, I want to learn about the tips and tricks on cooking ribs and some of the stuff that you do there, but I don't think we're gonna sit here for
I don't think
for
he's
as long
gonna
as
tell
I
us.
want to. I think we got to have Dave back on. So
he's never going to tell us his secrets.
No, he would tell us anything we ask. He's an open book. But Dave, we do appreciate you. And just in case someone's been living under a rock and doesn't know where to find Famous Dave's barbecue restaurants or sauces or seasonings or whatever it is, where can they find you at?
Well, they can go to famousdaves.com or famousproducts.com. Famousdaves.com is the restaurants. Famousproducts.com is the retail end. So God bless you all. Keep shouting out the world of barbecue, and to all of you listening, may you always be surrounded by good friends and great tasting barbecue. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.
Dave.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night.
Dave, next time you come on the show, I'm already like, I'm putting the world out there. Hopefully it comes back. I'm putting a wish. Next time you come back out on this podcast, I just want to say we're going to bring the heat. We're going to bring the substance, like the hot sauce. We're bringing the hot sauce, all right? So get used to it. We truly enjoyed this segment. Thank you. You have no idea. It was great meeting you in Nashville. You're an amazing human being.
Well, take care all.
Appreciate it.
Night. Dude.
Famous Dave.
Famous Dave.
That's Famous Dave. We just had Famous Dave.
Man, I had a bunch of other questions. I was just really gonna
ruined it. I ruined it.
Hogging all the
I had so
attention
many
there.
questions. The problem is that James, you weren't where I was at. You didn't meet Famous Dave. I met Dave.
I did not get to meet
John
him.
met Dave. John and I were cohorts, and we met Dave. James was at home, just fiddling around. I don't know what that means, but he fiddled, and it was weird. James, we don't need this right now.
He told a story talking about how he got the name Famous Dave.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask him about that, but just to throw it in there with you guys,
Nope.
like he originally was going to be Dave's Famous Barbecue. Because there was a lot of people in his area that was just named Dave. Dave Plumber or Dave whatever, a lot of businesses, whatever. So he sent in for business cards and I guess maybe advertisement type stuff that he was going to hand out, and it came back as Famous Dave's Barbecue.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah, and I think it was his wife. His wife was like, "Look, let's roll with it."
Hey,
it worked out.
It takes a good woman. A good woman sets you straight. That's
all right. Hey, hopefully this isn't the last time we get Dave on this. We're going to try to do this again. Maybe we can reach out to his son and talk to him too. But we do have a barbecue win, a barbecue fail. So
yeah, do you want to
nights end in applause and some end with pizza boxes. This is barbecue wins and fails.
All right. This is from Why Did I Click on That? That's their handle. Why did I click on that?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. First time we tried using flavored wood chips. Don't remember the flavor, but we used way too much. The steaks tasted like the aftermath of a house fire.
Yeah.
I think I've done that actually too.
Yeah,
I think when everybody gets into cooking, smoking for the first time, I think they gravitate towards the little chips. And those things, they do add a little bit of a flavor, but if you overuse them or that's the only thing you cook with, if you just keep tossing in just flavored chips in there, you just get that nasty, dirty smoke, and it just coats your meat, and it's not good. It's not great flavor
because it's constant ignition. It's never just
that clean burning.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it's the smoldering side to that
Yeah.
that nobody understands. Like if you see your wood pellets or your wood chips and you have that white smoke billowing out, just stay away.
Did you ever soak
Just
those
stay
in
away.
water? You ever
Yeah,
soak those
I've
in
done
water
it.
and
Then
just
you're just
I've been the guy.
maybe you
Yes.
put it in a
Yeah.
tinfoil
Yeah.
like pouch and it's all soaked with water.
Then
and
it's
it
just steaming until it catches on fire.
We
and
don't like
then-
that.
Yeah,
No,
we don't do that. Don't do that. But hey, he is a winner.
Oh, winner a chicken dinner. That's right. Sucker busters. Everybody wants some sucker busters.
There it
That's
is.
what I'm talking about.
Hey.
Listen, I can do it more sultry if you like, but I will tell you this: go online, find yourself the biggest, the best, the most sultriest.
Forget where you're going with that, or
seasonings.
what?
No, seasonings, and you pick one out, and we'll deliver it to your doorstep. Like we're Southern gentlemen. I said, hello, sir. Can I deliver some Southern gentleman seasonings to your house
Yes.
from Sucklebusters? Yeah, it may be weird if I showed up door to door doing that, but I'm not doing that. We're sending it to your house. You're welcome, by the way, and go online, pick one out. Thank you for sharing. Listen, it matters. When you share, we're learning. And all the mistakes you make, we don't want to make. That's the answer right there. Like everybody talks about like, oh, mistakes are good. Listen, we want you to share the shit you fuck up and we want to make them right. And we don't want to make those mistakes. That's how we do things. So we appreciate it. We applaud you, and you have a seasoning coming your way. Thank you so much.
There it is. If this is your first time listening to the show, you made it this far, be sure to follow, subscribe on whatever platform you're using. If you want to take it a step further, you can, like Jansen, you can reach out to us, send us barbecue questions, comments, barbecue opinions,
We're at.
barbecue fails,
We're
any
at.
of these kind of things. You can send us a message at 434-829-2299. You can leave us a voicemail or text us there.
Say it again. Say it again.
434-829-2299. Or you can email us at info@grabthemandthebrisket.com. And of course, you can find us on our website, grabthebrisket.com, or any of our social media pages
We love
at
it.
Grab 'em in the Brisket.
Thank you.
But we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Listen,
really
right now,
quick,
I
guys.
just
Do
got
we want to get into
I actually
this?
got a buzz. We just got an email. Email just came in right now. Boom. I haven't linked our account. I actually get a little vibration there.
Yeah. Do we want to get a score on this beer?
Yes, let's do that
Oh,
real quick,
sure.
and then let's get the heck out of here. This was the Three Philosophers from Omegang Brewery, 9.7% alcohol by volume, and this is thick, it's sweet,
Right.
and it's cherry, and
Right.
it's a little strong.
Three Philosophers.
Hold on.
Is that the name of the brewery? Nope.
Nope, that's the name of the beer. It's
Why would you go
I'm sorry.
Three
I'm sorry.
Philosophers
I'm
and
sorry.
it have it four
no,
different
hey,
ales?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, no, James. Bring it to John real quick. Yeah, this thing is legit. This is a legit. I never even drank tonight. I had one beer. This is what happened to me. So, but no, this is an amazing beer. Very cherry taste to this, right? Top end, bottom end. It's kind of like an
It's thick, it's rich, it's sweet.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
sweet.
yeah. It's
what's your
smooth.
score, Jan?
Smooth beer. I'm gonna say 8. No, lies. 7-1.
Yeah, okay. You were way off with the 8s. This is
Somewhat.
okay. I appreciate the beer, James. I appreciate you bringing it.
Yeah.
This is probably not for me. Maybe if it was a little cooler.
7-1.
This feels like a colder weather beer for me.
7-1.
I'm gonna go 6-1 Yeah, it's not. It's
You-
okay.
you
It's good.
should-
I would drink it, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not for me
I
for sure.
I had to say 8 first, but like,
Yeah.
it wasn't there.
All right. Well,
7-1.
hey, really quick, closing notes. Hey, man, we had Dave Anderson with Famous Dave Barbecue on, man. What a pleasure. We're so thankful that he took time out of his schedule to sit and shoot a little crap with us, talk a little barbecue, learn a little bit about Famous Dave's Barbecue. Run out there and go to, I mean, Costco, Walmart, Target, you name it. Famous Dave is in there. Check out the seasonings. We love the pickles.
Get the pickles. Pickles.
Yeah,
are
the
legit.
pickles are the spicy ones. They're amazing. I haven't seen the meats. He's got some cooked products out there somewhere that we're able to get our hands on. So maybe we'll have to get some and try it out ourselves.
Yeah.
Next week, man. Next week we have Boar's Night Out coming on.
Let's go.
Yep.
Alan.
Yeah.
Who else from Alan's crew?
I think it's just Alan coming on next week. It should be a good one though.
That'd be more than
That dude is a
Listen.
riot.
BNO. Let's
It's
go.
gonna be insane.
I could sit here and rhyme some mo.
Eric's gonna be there. Like they're all gonna be talking shit. Listen, if you don't know Boar's Night Out is the hottest barbecue team in America, competition wise. They just when they show up, they kill you. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing that's gonna be said about it. They cook the way they cook, and it is legit. Hey, next week, if you want tips, you want tricks, also a little inside information about what they use, we got you.
Yeah. You'll just hear like white lightning in the background. Like white lightning.
You
all the
always
time.
know.
Yeah.
And you know, he's right around the corner.
There's a cult following. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Love it. All right. Honestly, guys, it's been great talking barbecue with you.
Peace.
Bye.